Engage fluo injectors.
Engaging fluo injectors.
Fluo reactors at 80%, sir.
Fluo containment field is destabilizing.
Emergency fluo containment protocols now. All hands brace for impact.
Brace for impact in 3, 2, 1.
Hot diggity damn, World 1-1 Podcast is back with a fresh episode for you this week. Before we dive in, you can and should find us and subscribe to us on all of your favorite podcatcher platforms, be it Google Podcasts or Spotify or Apple Podcasts or whatever the hell you use, or at our home currently on Podbean. YouTube, there, we're there. So wherever you're catching this, hit the subscribe button. Get new stuff every week for no cost. Speaking of cost, this week's episode brought to you by our wonderful sponsor, Imaginary Authors. More about them just before the break. But let's get to the good stuff.
Choose your fighter.
I am, as always, your host, Raw to the Wall. Joining me this week is Josh Hole in the House LeGrew.
Yo.
Oh, too soon,
It's
Larry.
It's hole in the house. Not anymore.
Wes on death row getting married. Anderson. Evans. God damn it.
You know, would you believe me if I told you you are the second person who has falsely said my last name is Anderson?
Tell me it was today. Tell me it was today.
No, it was when I started the last job. When I finally got my own cubicle, the little nameplate they put in front had Anderson as my last name at first.
Next week it's going to be Craven, and then I'm just going to have to keep finding more of them from there. And Josh, and Michael, I exist against my will, Brown.
Yeah, pretty much.
See?
Spot
Hey,
on.
we got a response out of you this time.
Shut up.
I still win.
I want to burn down your head.
I still win. All right, let's get to it, kids. Brass tacks.
Oh my gosh!
Video games.
Michael, what have you been playing?
New Spider-Man.
Getting your 19 inches of Venom?
No, I bought the normal version.
Does it
You
feel
still
so
get
good?
19 inches, though.
Look, I'm just saying, Rule 34 exists.
Sony
The
put
sad
it in
thing
the
is
ad.
I'm carried. I'm about a third through it so far, and it's the first one, just more. They took away some things, they added some things. You can play as both Miles or Peter.
So separate stories for each?
No. Well, I mean, like, they do their own things.
Okay.
But there is a lot of overlap between the.
Okay.
There are certain missions that are one or the other specifically. They each have their own unique power set, but it's all done basically the same, and it does basically the same things.
It almost, from your description, I know it's not spot on, but it almost reminds me of War for Cybertron on 360.
I never played it.
You'd like those, actually. Those would be
Shooters.
right up your
I
alley.
can't play them.
Third person.
Is that
Still
the
shooters.
one? Is that the one where Microsoft and the Transformers team have both said they're interested in trying to bring back now that Microsoft owns Activision, or was that a different Transformers
Yes.
game?
No, you're right.
Is it?
Yep.
Oh, I have
Yep.
not heard this, but this makes me happy.
Yes.
Whatever happened to fucking New Moon Studios?
They just kind of disappeared into Activision.
Jesus. Somebody fucking dig them out again. Put them to work. Because those were legit great. Like, if nothing else, dude, you need to, like, watch playthroughs. Because they were a lot of fun.
I
But the
think
first
I did,
one...
actually.
Yeah,
They were
the first
fun
one
games
had
to-
two
to
separate
play.
tracks for Autobots and Decepticon campaigns.
Yep.
I remember loving the designs.
Mm-hmm.
Like they released
they were
figures of a lot of.
Yeah, they were all
And,
Cybertronian, so
Yeah, right.
so all pre.
I remember, I have quite a few of the figures. There's actually a third-party company called Planet X that specifically does the video game characters, and
Okay.
I've got quite a collection of their stuff.
Ooh.
They actually
Sometime I'm
released the
over,
entire
you'll have to-
Dinobots.
You'll have to point me in the direction.
Okay.
So
But I mean, like the new Spider-Man, as it's fun. I'm having a lot of nothing life-changing, which I wasn't expecting it to be anyway. I did just meet Venom, and Venom's story drastically has changed.
really, ooh.
Yes, like Eddie Brock hasn't even been mentioned in the game at all. He is not Venom.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Cool.
Ooh. I'd ask more, but I want to play this game eventually, and I don't want spoilers.
Do it.
Exactly.
As I said, it's.
I don't mind the
like,
spoilers, but I'll ask you about it later.
I'm very like I'm 90% sure that you're going to end up getting the Venom suit,
Okay.
and
But will
because
it be cosmetic
Peter,
only?
I don't know. Each character has their own page of power-ups and things like that, and half of Peter's is completely blocked off so far.
Hmm.
So I'm 90% sure that he's going to get Venom powers.
Okay. This could be fun. So I'd be real interested in like Miles's Venom abilities. Just
Yeah,
given that he has the different power set.
I don't think he's getting it.
It's a shame.
It kind of is. They should have figured out a way to make that happen.
Mm-hmm.
Well, that's the next game.
Probably.
So,
See.
anything else besides Spider-Man's?
Nope, that's it. Just job hunting.
Okay. All right. Josh, you missed out last week. What are you playing?
I didn't miss. I was here.
Oh, that's right.
I
it
was the
week
one who missed
before.
out last week.
That's right.
Last
Josh missed
week.
the week before. Wes missed last week.
Okay, so it's me, right?
This is what happens when all my shit melts together. It's not just the days anymore. All the weeks have melted together, and I cannot pull them apart.
Right.
It's like trying to
So
open
I'm,
up a fucking quesadilla from Taco Bell.
No, I can hear that. I feel that deep in my soul. Yeah. So I was playing Starfield, and then I just kind of like took a break from it, and I am going to take a break from it. Today, I just got the Metal Gear Solid, 1, 2, and 3 remake.
Okay.
Came in late. It came in late, and so I'm going to play that. I have not started it. This week, though, has been extremely non-gamey for me, and except for just a little bit of Starfield, and then I've just been kind of pushing some stuff. I actually just got a big shelf that I had before. I got it all fixed up, and so that's going to get in my game room, and then I will start looking at that. I also lost my Switch.
What?
I really felt like, I don't know where it went. I have no idea where it is. So I either have to buy a new one or find the old one. And I really wanted to play Mario Wonder because I bought a copy of it, and I have it, but I wanted to play it. So I just don't have it anywhere. And,
Well, I'm just saying, you're on record saying you bought a legal copy, so if you want to go yar har fiddly dee, they can't do anything.
I feel that, but I do want to just play it on my Switch. That's what I bought it for,
Right.
Understandable.
And I have it. And I think, if you see these in the bins behind me here, I've got games and lots of consoles back there. I just had to find, I don't know where I put it. And my nephew is actually bugging me to play Pokemon with him.
Pokemon.
Yeah, so I have to find this thing, or I have to go spend $300 to buy a OLED because that's just the way it's going to work. My wife is not accepting. I don't know where it is, so
Like, find my
And
Animal
my-
Crossing island, damn it.
yeah. And my nephew's not really accepting where it is. Like today, he was like, "Okay, well, I'll give you a day," You know, so I honestly do not want to be like when that 7-year-old becomes 20, I do not want to be like in his stories to his therapist. Like, oh, my Uncle Josh did not do this for me. I have all this gaming shit. I better be able to do this, right? So I am going to figure this out. So that's where I'm at right now.
Well, good news is if you have to replace it and you need to get another micro SD card, I don't know if you saw, we don't usually do the news, but this is just a fucking tidbit because it's a thing. Fucking SanDisk or Western Digital, one of the two, has released now the biggest retail micro SD card. They've got a 1.5 terabyte out.
Damn.
Ooh,
Okay.
For
much does-
$150.
that is not bad.
No,
Can you even put that in a Switch?
I think so. As far as I know, I've got a terabyte in mine. I'm not aware of any cap like they used to on the 3DS and the Wii U. I think after that the cap went away.
Right.
So, but yeah, I saw and I stuck into the group chat that they've got it out now for $150 for 1.5 fucking terabytes.
Damn.
So, which I think that's about $30 more than I paid for my terabyte like a year and a half ago. So that's not bad.
Not bad at all.
So if you are one of those digital people or, you know, just too many damn games and that's a problem for you, here's a new solution. Go check that shit out. 1.5 terabytes for your pleasure. Or hers. Or theirs.
Or both.
Apparently
Alright,
it's
Owen.
supposed to be respectably fast too.
I mean, it's an SD
Well, I'm
card.
sure
Those
it
are
is.
usually pretty fast.
Yeah,
Right,
they come in
right.
different speeds depending on quality though.
Right.
But
I mean,
in
for
any
Switch,
case,
for Switch, you know, 2013 tech, yeah, it's gonna be fine.
Is it really that old?
Well, the
8
actual,
years?
the actual chip is from like a 2013, 2015 revision of, you know, and then it took like 3 or 4 years to manufacture everything. So it is all, yeah.
Yeah. Josh, I thought of you in your starfielding the other day. I was reading an article somebody wrote about how they figured out how to take a shotgun in Starfield and turn it into a carpet bombing weapon.
Okay.
So they just sit back, fire rounds into the air over the fucking battlefield, and just watch it rain molten metal on everything.
I can see that.
And apparently it was not that difficult. A little grindy, but not hard.
Right.
So, which I
That's
think is fucking
Starfield.
hilarious.
It's grindy, but not hard. And I'm just going to take a little break from it because I love it, but I need to take a break. I don't have this time, 25, 30 hours just to grind stuff anymore. I really want to get places,
Right. That and apparently somebody built fucking Starship Enterprise in Starfield.
Oh,
There's a joke to be made about grindy but not hard, but I'm not smart enough to come up with it right now.
Something to do with ugly strippers. So, anyways, Wes, what do you got?
I got 2 on the table. First of which is one that I've already told you I've been playing, Yakuza Kiwami. I've managed to finish Yakuza 0. I'm trying to get as far into this as I can before Like a Dragon Gaiden comes out real soon. Just want to keep playing them, get more of the story in, simply put. Unfortunately,
I feel
I'm
like
having
playing those games is not the most effective way to get the story.
no.
There's just too damn much of it.
I've
Straight to
put
the
in
YouTube.
like about 15 hours into it so far, and I think I've done about as little of the main story as you can in that much time without just like running around in circles, literally doing nothing, I have already finished Pocket Circuit. I finished Pocket Circuit before I even met Haruka in the game, and anyone who's played the Yakuza games will know the significance of that.
Okay. I haven't, but I'm gonna smile and nod, and I'm not gonna
And just-
disagree with you.
No,
Yeah.
it's impressive.
So
Thank you. The other
Yeah.
one that I've been playing is one that was shadow dropped by Megacrit, the team who made Slay the Spire.
Oh, yeah!
Yes, it's called Dancing Duelists. When the whole shitstorm with Unity went down, and they publicly released the message that said, and I quote, "That is how bad you fucked up." Then, yeah. Then they actually joined a game jam to try to learn how to use the Godot game engine. And so in 3 weeks, they basically built this game from the ground up. So it's a card auto battler. It doesn't have nearly the depth of Slay the Spire. Like I said, they made it in a game jam for 3 weeks. And it does show that some of the characters are much, much better than others, and some of the cards are much, much better than others. But it's still a good time for a couple hours. And what else can you expect from a free game with 0 microtransactions?
no, I mean, good on them. And game jams are fucking great, dude. Seriously, that's a topic we'll get into one day. But no, I saw that. I'm like, fuck you, Unity. Dumb
But yeah.
motherfuckers. But then again, what do you expect when you take the guy that ran EA into the shit show it is and put him in charge of Unity?
He's literally the guy who suggested you charge people for reloading in Battlefield.
Uh-huh.
And of course, he got his golden parachute on the way out.
Oh, yeah. So, there's just... what the fuck with this dude?
But go play Dancing Duelists. Disco Dan is OP, but it's a good game otherwise.
Well, it's disco. It was always going to be OP. So,
That's true.
you can't stop disco anything because it's always going to be staying alive.
The funny thing is, like a big part of his moveset is basically he never stops playing cards. So,
Well, I'll take that segue because I've actually been digging a little more with Magic the Gathering Arena.
Good.
No, it is. Playing through more of the color challenge, just kind of piddling. I think my only complaint is it's just a little slow on the network communication side, but some of that might be my cell service. I've seen and heard that my carrier's been having some issues the last week, so that may not even be them. I don't know. I could find out by trying to play it on my computer, but I haven't bothered. But other than that, I did go in and I actually redeemed or claimed all the fucking free packs that were hanging out there. And I swear to God, there were probably 20 packs of fucking boosters in there just free, waiting to be picked up and cracked open. I'm like, that'll be fun for when I start fucking around with other shit. But just the base starter stuff feels meaty, like mini training campaigns with each color to play with. They've got the baseline tutorial before that. They've got a few other things like Sparky's Challenge, where they're like, okay, take a couple of pre-built dual color decks and see what you can do for 3 games in a fucking row. It just, I like the way it's put together. I have little niggling complaints about the UI, but it's pretty fucking minimal. So, and some of that may just be because of the type of phone that I have. It's not always the most comfortable to hold in landscape mode. So, it's very skinny and very fucking tall. So, it's a weird hold in the hand. But other than that, there's been lots to enjoy there. It's fun kind of catching up after being gone from the game for 20 years. So almost 20 years at least. Other than that, Michael, I cracked open Blasphemous 2 finally.
Yeah, what are you thinking so far?
I'm enjoying it so far. I have some weird artistic complaints. Like, I know that visually it is better, it is smoother. I don't like it. It's not bad, but I prefer the
There are
first.
certain aspects of the visuals that feel generic in comparison to the first one.
The first one, just everything in full pixelation, whereas you can tell it's pixelated here, but it's still much smoother, higher definition, closer to hand animation. But I'm like, I liked that pixelation look, that very retro look. Beyond that, I wish would have, when you're picking your weapon at the beginning, I was a little irked that it didn't like give you a rundown on them before you confirmed your fucking choice. Like, yeah, you could piss around with it, but it doesn't really tell you anything until you're already locked in.
I wasn't
like,
aware
thanks,
when
asshole.
I first started that they have traversal aspects to them at all.
Right, and I knew that part.
It took
going
me a while
in
to
from
figure that
previews.
out.
So I'm like, I mean, if you're going for realism, sure, you won't know until it's too late, kind of thing. But still, you know, we're not doing that. You know, this is a fucking game. So, other than that, though, it's fun.
Yeah, I enjoyed it a lot, but I would be much more apt to go back to the first one than I would the second one.
So far, I'm in agreement. I mean, I still want to get through the second one and see what else there, but no, I'm having fun with it. I'm excited to get to areas and biomes that have like that really unique standout feel, because they had them in the first one, which was great. You know, when you're fucking like digging into the giant crater in the mountain that's the fucking ring the bell shit, or like the mountain itself felt legitimately standout. Shit like that was really, really fucking good, and I'm too early in the new one to say that they missed the mark on that yet. I haven't gotten far enough to make that judgment call to see if it's there or not, but I'm guessing it is. I'm hoping it is. I'm assuming it is. Other than that, I've been playing some more Cocoon with the Munchkin. So, Dad Gamer update. Olivia has made it about 50% of the way through Cocoon. She's gotten 3 out of the 4 orbs, and she's only really ever asked for help on the boss fights, which is just a coordination issue for her. And I've seen her get through like the first 2/3 of a boss fight on her own before getting stuck on whatever wrench they throw for the third phase. But she'll at least attempt it, and she'll make like multiple attempts before she says, will somebody help me, either me or Zoe. And the only other thing she's really needed any help with, or even asked for help with, is when she gets a new ability imbued in one of the orbs, because the game doesn't explain it. It just kind of goes, here, figure it out. But it puts the right pieces in front of you to show you, much like The Witness did, with, you know, teaching you the different rules for the different puzzle mechanics. But once you show her what the new thing can do, it's like, I got it. And then just off and running. So I've been very, very impressed. It says a lot to me that they've made a game that I enjoyed thoroughly and felt just the right amount of challenge was there in terms of puzzle, but even my 7-year-old can figure it out too. It means you did your fucking job right. You made something clever, but not fucking obtuse. So
that seems about as high praise as you can give any puzzle game.
Yeah, no, that shit says a lot, at least to me, and it should to more people. And so, you know, if you're making a puzzle game, go fucking take notes. Play this, take notes. What else have I been pissing around with? Oh god, there was something. Oh, I fucked with Superliminal a little bit more. I don't know if I was just not in the right headspace, speaking of fucking puzzle games, but I picked it up again after a couple of weeks, and I got through about 2 fucking rooms and then got irritated and put it down again. I don't know if I'm missing something. I know it's a clever game. I know it is. But I'm looking at this room and I'm like, you annoy me. Whatever your solution is for this room feels too shoved in a pixel corner.
I wonder if it's a spatial thing. Like some people, like you can, like the different forms of intelligence and the way that your brain thinks.
Mhm.
Maybe it's just like you're very, very smart in terms of puzzles and something like Cocoon, where it's a lot less rearrange it and a lot less visual in terms of what you have to be thinking of. But
I'm great with spatial. It's just whatever. You're walking into a pretty much empty room, but there's a couple of cracks in the wall, and it's just pixel hunting for whatever is interactive beyond those cracks, and it's annoying me.
So it's like almost like one of those old school point and click games, sort of.
And not in the good way, at least this room. Don't get me wrong, most of the rest of what I've played of Superliminal has been really fun and clever, and I've enjoyed it. This room just irritates me. It feels poorly designed. So I put it down again after like 2 fucking rooms when I got stuck there for more than 10 minutes. I'm like, fuck this. I will figure it out later and go play something more fun and more mindless. And so I turned on Marvel It Up Ultra. So, which that shit still holds up. I am still enjoying that shit. And it really does kind of make me want to turn on the Xbox to play some old Marvel Blast Ultra. So, which there's another Unity game. I wonder how that's doing. But yeah, that's most of what I've been playing, I think. I'm pretty sure. I'm going to say that's it. So, anybody else have anything to throw in? No? All right. Well, in that case, real quick, before we get to the break, a little bit about our awesome fucking sponsor, Imaginary Authors. Guys, gals, non-binary pals, do not be the stereotypical smelly gamer. Hygiene is important, but go a step further. Equip some imaginary authors. They've got awesome stuff for the guys and the gals and the non-binary pals. My favorite right here, Love, City on Fire. And God bless. They take the extra step with their packaging too. They lean into the whole authors thing. Like they're like little mini stories about every one of these things. It's really fucking cool. And the big bottles get shipped in awesome like book containers and everything. Extra samples of another random fragrance or cologne, and just choice customer service, great smelling. Just that's the thing. You know, up your charisma points a few notches with Imaginary Authors. So go check them out. They've got like $6 sample bottles of pretty much everything. Go put together a sample pack and find what you like. Link in the show notes down below. Go check that out. And then we are going to get to the third half of the show. Dylan and I are actually going to be talking about dethroning the king of first-person shooters after the break. And we're back. And this week we are bringing you the first installment of what's going to be a forthcoming, periodically recurring series we're calling Dethroned.
Long live the king.
We're looking at games and trends in the industry that used to reign supreme as the gold standard that, as time has gone on, have kind of had the crown snatched right from their head. And this week we are taking a look at the first-person shooter online multiplayer juggernauts, Halo, and what at least I consider to be kind of the present-day gold standard go-to default, but Dylan here's got a different take of Call of Duty. So let's dig in. When you and I were talking about a week and a half ago, you know, I told you, I'm like, my take here is that Halo lost it somewhere around Halo 3, give or take.
Yeah, Halo.
And right. And, you know, in that same time frame, Call of Duty had basically just cemented itself. And I've got some theories and ideas as to why, but I'm kind of curious to hear yours. But before we go all the way that way, you had a little bit different take, so toss that in there.
Yeah, so my belief is that after Bungie left Microsoft as their main Halo, development team, 343 Industries has done their best to replicate that, but the problem with Halo, since Bungie has left, has been Halo. I guess let me rewind a little bit.
Mhm.
Halo has always been its own thing. It has never chased whatever was popular. It was the standard. It was not battle royale or zombies, whatever. Halo had its own unique set of gameplay, and it added on to that with the introduction of Forge and custom games. Was very uniquely Halo. Halo had content out the ass, and then what happened after Bungie left, 343 started chasing what was popular at the time. So Halo 4 was very Call of Duty. It was very you had kill streaks, you could call in extra bullshit because it didn't have an identity. So it was more fast paced like Call of Duty, and it had call-ins, and it had kill streaks. It was just very it didn't know what it was doing with itself. And then Halo 5 came, and its campaign was more Call of Duty, but its multiplayer got a little bit closer to original Halo, but it was trying to change it, so it had Counter-Strike and Call of Duty and Halo all mushed together. And then now Halo Infinite, while it's the closest to Halo it's ever been, it still falls incredibly short because Halo lost itself along the way. 343 lost what Halo was and what it meant to be, what Halo fans appreciated, and that's a slow-paced arena shooter that's rewards skill and not fancy tricks sliding or sprint, laying down.
The flashy stuff.
Yeah, it was just hey,
The clippable stuff.
you have a shield, you have a weapon, sniper rifles can do one shots, battle rifles is a 3-shot combo. It had a formula and it was really good, man. That sauce was fucking the tits. But 343, not knowing what the fuck to do, moving forward, decided to chase. And perfect example is Halo Infinite, right? Halo Infinite comes out, it gets delayed a year, right?
Talk about one of the messiest rollouts ever.
Gets delayed a year, rolls out pre-release, free-to-play multiplayer. Multiplayer, it's the best Halo spell in years. Feels great. Everybody's stoked. Campaign comes out a month later. Campaign's, it's alright. It's not bad. Could it be better? Yes. Is it a little uninspired? Yes. But is it good? Does it feel like fucking Halo? Yes, it does. Everybody's on board. Everybody's enjoying Halo. They're fuck yeah, here we go. We're back to the day. It has been 6 months and not a new map has been released. The game modes are lackluster. Forge does not exist. There's no co-op campaign. And the latest news I've heard is that they're working on a battle royale mode. It's like, dude, nobody fucking asked for that. Nobody wants a battle royale mode. I don't care how, like, Fortnite you're trying to beat, right?
Yep.
You're not going to beat Fortnite at Fortnite's game. You're not. Call of Duty's battle royale is pretty fucking good, and it took a while for them to get there. How about you address the shit that your fans, like your diehard Halo fan base, wants? And this is the same problem with Call of Duty, Battlefield. The AAA like juggernauts of yesteryear are dog shit now. Like they have lost their identity. Battlefield was perfectly suited for the people that wanted to play like a little bit of an arcadey military sim. It had enough military sim where like it felt like punchy and like tactical, but it was still arcadey enough where anybody could pick it up.
It knew its audience. It knew what it was, and it was unashamedly willing to lean into that.
Exactly.
And Halo kind of went through that same thing too. You know, the first few.
Very like arcade military shooter. Everybody loved it. Fast paced, run and gun, slide and dive.
You're seeing fucking numbers popping up overheads. Everything. Yeah, no, it totally gives that arcade feel.
Exactly. And then Halo was like this beautiful balance in between. You know, like it was future sci-fi. You know, you had your shooting, your pistol whip, but like you had a shield. So like every weapon felt unique and like balanced, and it was an arena shooter, which, you know, as FPSs have progressed over the years, they've been getting kind of away from that arena. Whereas Halo just doubled down into arena shooters, but with like a twist. It wasn't Quake, it wasn't Unreal Tournament, but it had just enough of those things where it had the perfect balance moving into the next generation. And instead of pushing that forward, they're like, oh, Call of Duty's got kill streaks, we should have kill streaks. It's like, dude, no, you're the trend center. Like, without Halo, multiplayer first-person shooters on console would not be what they are today. They perfected like the control scheme. They made everything fit and fit well, and they've just lost their identity. They've gotten in their own way of trying to follow trends as opposed to set them, and it's ruined the franchise. Like, I love Halo. I still love Halo Infinite. I look forward to like 2 years from now when it's a good game. But
it's finished, yeah,
exactly. But as of right now, it's like I'm just disappointed. Like, really, you're gonna put developmental effort into a battle royale mode when you promised us co-op at launch and Forge mode 3 to 6 months after launch? It's been 6 months. We have neither of those things. Fuck battle royale. Like, if I wanted to play battle royale, I'd play Fortnite or I'd play Call of Duty. That's not what I want from Halo. What I want from Halo is an arena shooter and like dumb, fun custom games like NASCAR for my Halo 2 people, or like fucking Griffball for my Halo Reach people. Like, I want dumb shit with me and my buddies to like just dick around with. That's it.
So here's a slightly different line of question that still relates here, because I know you mentioned, you know, Halo 4 being a major dropping off point, but my question is, for you, does that apply strictly to the online multiplayer component, or does that also apply to the direction that 343 took the story campaign as well?
No.
Because for me, what little, because it's not intensely my jam, and online multiplayer is very much not my cup of tea, but I've played through the campaigns and reasonably enjoyed them. And for me, 4 was honestly my favorite of the actual story campaigns. 5 totally took the fucking piss, but you know,
Halo
like I said,
4
it just kind of gave me pause because I'm like, 4 was my favorite, but I have a different reason for liking it than you do.
Well, yeah, and that's kind of my feeling, and I think probably most Halo fans, like, Halo 1 through 3 campaigns are fantastic. 2's a little weak, you know, just due to, like, developmental time. They were trying to do too much. It is what it is.
Yeah.
Halo 3's campaign, very solid. Halo Reach campaign, fucking masterpiece, honestly. Like, fantastic. Halo's 4 campaign, one of my favorite campaigns as well. Like, a lot of people were hating on it, but I think, like, hardcore Halo fans really love that campaign because it, like, ties into, you know, Cortana's rampancy and, you know, how that affects, and, like, Master Chief's, like, reliance on Cortana. It was a really well done story. Halo 5 is the exact opposite. They, like, fixed the multiplayer and the story was fucking dog shit. Like, it was breakneck pace.
It felt very much an afterthought.
I think it was just they were trying to cram so much lore, like, from the books into it, and, like, they just lost presence of mind on, like, hey, not everybody's read the books, and a good game does not require you to read the books. Like, I enjoyed Halo 5's campaign, but I recognize it for what it is, and that I liked it because I have read every single Halo book. I don't, like, I know the context in which it's portraying. But for people that haven't, it's like, dude, what the fuck is going on in this insane shit? Like, it's all over the place. It's like, well, if you read the books, but you shouldn't have to read the books. Like, 6 chapters in, or 5 chapters in, you shouldn't have to read the books. You should know what the
Reading the book should be one of those things that nets you some additional appreciation, but isn't necessitated to enjoy the main thoroughfare. And I think that's something that, like, Doctor Who's done extremely well with, you know, the run of New Who, where you can dive in.
Book should reward you for wanting to read extra about the lore of the universe.
Yeah.
But the games should tell you everything you should need to know about this storyline.
Right.
And the fact that it doesn't, Halo 5 flounders at that. And then Infinite picks it back up. It rights the ship. Infinite isn't a fantastic story, but it rights the ship from 5. It's like, okay, we're going to even out here.
Yeah.
Not amazing, but it's not bad. It's a pretty good story.
It's at least on solid footing again.
Yes. But that multiplayer, though, like, if 5 maps? 5? That's what we, for 6 months? It's insane. And what's worse is that they're like, oh, we're gonna go the free-to-play model so we can fucking monetize this. But here's the thing. If you're gonna go fucking game as a service, like free-to-play model.
Yeah.
Content matters. There's no fucking content for 6 months. You can't be free to fucking play and have nothing to offer your consumer base for 6. You're bitch, please. Like, no. Like, Fortnite. I don't like Fortnite. I am not a fan of Fortnite. But their free to play model is perfection. They do it correct. There's a reason why their player base does not fucking dip. It's because they release shit consistently on a, like, regular basis.
Yeah.
That their people, like, the people that play that game look forward to the new season or whatever. Season 2, what am I looking for? 2 maps? 2? That's what you're giving me. 2 maps. Eat dicks, bro. Like, Halo 2 came standard with 12 maps. You have 5. And then it released a DLC for an additional 6 maps like 6 months later. It's been 6 months. You're giving me 2 maps, and only one of those maps is a regular arena map, and the other one is a fucking BTB map. Fuck you. I'm so over it. I just want to love my favorite franchise. Halo is my favorite franchise. I love Pokemon. I love fucking like Dark Souls, but Halo is my favorite franchise. It got me into like hardcore multiplayer. Like that's it. I consider Halo my like gaming
Your go-to.
awakening.
Yeah.
Like it's what brought me into really truly loving video games. And what 343 has done to the franchise, I don't think Call of Duty dethroned it. Like, Halo dethroned itself through mismanagement. Like, Call of Duty is not better. In fact, Call of Duty gets worse every year. Like, look at Vanguard. It's dog shit. Like, Battlefield, the new Battlefield, dog shit. The juggernauts of yesteryear have lost their presence, and like it's not that Call of Duty dethroned Halo, it's that Halo dethroned Halo. Call of Duty dethroned Call of Duty. Battlefield dethroned Battlefield. These companies, Activision Blizzard, DICE, 343, got too wrapped up in what other companies were doing and what other companies, whatever was popular at the time, and they forgot their fan base. And that's why, like, you look at Elden Ring, right? Elden Ring is a very niche game. Like, on the surface, it's a very niche game.
I think it's honestly less niche, probably one of the least niche of any of the Souls genre.
But it's still a very difficult, hardcore game. But FromSoft has not done. They refuse to change because their fan base, they respect their fans.
Yeah.
So like,
they're not going to make all the money, but they're content making the money that's there for the people that they are making this for.
and now because they opened it up, like it's open world, it's a little easier, it's more accessible. It's the most accessible FromSoft game that has ever been. Evolve your game, but respect your fans. And that's where Halo, Call of Duty, Battlefield has fallen off. They've evolved their game to go with like whatever's popular at the time, but they've disregarded their fan base to chase that whatever.
Now, backpedaling a step or two in the conversation here, you actually hit on something that I think, at least as far as my thought process goes, played a major part in Call of Duty kind of snatching the crown that Halo just left laying around on the kitchen table, so to speak, was the fact that Call of Duty, when it hit the 360, became an annualized series. There was a new installment every year. And so they had that year-over-year release to fine-tune, tweak, adjust, and also kind of more fluidly move with the present trends that were going, so they could really take advantage of that and not be stuck dead in the water for more than a year if something, didn't quite hit right. And, you look at, especially like you were saying, with the release and rollout of Infinite, especially in the multiplayer, where there's a mere tiny handful of maps and not much else on the horizon. And, in the time it took them to put that together, how many shots at the market did Call of Duty get to take without that major competitor standing in its way?
Look at the reception of Call of Duty Vanguard, though. And
No, agreed.
The Call of Duty before it. Like 360, I will die on the hill that Halo Reach owns that market share. I don't give a fuck. Like, you can argue all day that Call of Duty Black Ops 2 and whatever the other one was. It was like Black Ops 2 was the most popular one at the time. You could argue all day that took, but no, dude. Halo Reach. I played Halo Reach for like 6 years straight, and like anybody that was a Halo fan did as well. Like, Halo 4 came out, we played Halo 4, and then we went right back to Reach. Like, it was
Right.
like Halo
And that
Reach
says
was
a lot
Bungie's
too.
love letter to the Halo franchise. Like, they evolved it. They added like like the invasion. They added like classes, but it never took away from the core gameplay that was Halo. And then Halo 4 came out, and it shit on the core gameplay that was Halo multiplayer. It was garbage. It was dog shit. Like, anybody, you find me somebody that likes Halo 4 multiplayer, and I will find you a liar, because they're full of dog shit. Like,
Yeah, and I'll be entirely honest. Like I said, I really can't speak to the multiplayer on it, but it's just so initially knee-jerk contradictory to me, because I'm sitting here going, 4 was my favorite, but I also remind myself, I'm like, 4 was my favorite because I played the campaign, and that was the part I liked.
the campaign was really good. Like, you know, that my tradition for when a new Halo comes out is before I touch the multiplayer, I play through the campaign. That is,
Right.
And I play through it on Legendary, and I've done it every Halo release ever, even Infinite. Before I'll touch the multiplayer, I play through the campaign. Halo 4's campaign was extraordinary. It was one of the best Halo campaigns, period, hands down. And I will die on that hill. Like, at me, Halo fans, come at me. At Scarecrow4747.
I stand with you on that one. Like I said,
It's
you and I
one
are
of
in the
the
same
best
boat there.
Yeah, it is. It's one of the best Halo campaigns. Halo 1, Halo 4, Halo Reach, Halo 2, Halo 5. Well, Halo Infinite and Halo 5. Halo 5 was the worst campaign.
I would say I don't think Halo 5 can beat out anything on campaign. That was
it's bad.
Granted, I will say I think part of my disappointment with the Halo 5 campaign was just the lead up to it was so teasing of something that just didn't end up in the fucking game. Like, where the fuck was this?
Yeah.
This was what I wanted. You gave me everything
And it was
but
the
that.
first campaign where you couldn't split screen co-op. It was online only.
Yeah, gross.
Another dumb fucking move by 343. My overarching point, though, is that all the big name studios have shit the bed. I don't think Call of Duty has overtaken Halo. I don't think Battlefield's overtaken Call of Duty. They're all in the same boat, and that's the fact that they've forgotten their fan base. I'm not a big Call of Duty guy. Call of Duty, out of the 3 juggernauts of my time, like, as a first-person shooter fan, is the lowest tier. Like, I'm a big Halo guy. I love Battlefield 3. I love Battlefield 4. I spent fucking... You can go to my Steam right now and see the amount of hours I have fucking put into Battlefield. It's like 600 at least. I love those games.
I think you're coming up on my Dead Cells time clocked.
Battlefield, the newest Battlefield 2042. Worst game I've ever played is a first-person shooter. Like,
oof.
Not joking. I'd rather play Time Splitters 2. I do not have any
I like
interest.
Time Splitters.
It was
we need
amazing.
We need a new fucking Time Splitters, please.
Agreed.
Why do I not have like a collection on my Switch already?
Yes.
I'm at least getting one Dream Collection on Switch finally, so there's that at least.
Battlefield was dog shit. Vanguard, dog shit. Halo Infinite, really good, and then nothing for 6 months. What are you doing? And then they're like, Battle Royale. Dude, fuck you. Like, listen to your fans. There has been, like, the entire subreddit. It's very explicit in what we want. Fucking turn on player collision. It's been a staple for Halo franchise the entire time. Turn it on. I don't care that you're trying to become, like, the next fucking MVG, or,
PUBG, Fortnite.
well, the like professional,
Oh, like League.
yes, yeah.
Like they're
I don't
trying to
care.
drive a league here.
The
Yeah.
esports. Yeah, I don't care that you're trying to do esports. Then put no collision on ranked. It's not that hard. Like, if that's what you want to do, turn on ranked. Cool.
Make it a player toggleable option.
Yes. Unranked, like, fucking, we're turning off fucking no collision. Great. Give us fucking Forge. Like, if you can't make maps in 6 months, let the fucking community make the goddamn maps.
Right.
Like,
That would have made hella sense, but
yeah. Make the fact that custom games have less options than Halo 1. I love that you put it bots. Thank you. We've been asking for that for years. But the customization has less options than Halo 1. 2012. No, 2005. I was 11? I'm 30. Give me my fucking Halo that I deserve, goddammit. I own all the collector's editions. Every single one. From 1 to fucking 5. I own them all. Give me what the fuck I paid for.
Yeah.
It's not Call of Duty that's shitting on Halo. Halo is shitting on Halo. Because if they just gave the fans... Do you remember when Halo 2 came out?
oh yes. I remember the infamous tattoo and everything.
The amount of buzz.
I'm reasonably convinced he's had that lasered off, by the way. I've seen pictures of him after. I don't think he has that anymore. I think he's actually had that removed.
But, like, Halo was in a league of its fucking own. It was
Yeah,
not
it was.
concerning itself with Call of Duty or Battlefield. It was its own fucking thing. Even Halo 3, super popular. Halo Reach, very popular.
Yeah.
Halo 4, the Halo fan base wanted to fucking love it. Tried, but it was bad.
There was stuff in there to love at least, though. It
Yes.
wasn't a complete shit fest.
Same with Halo 5. But every year, the fan base has gotten lower and lower because they're not... It's just give us the shit that's already established. You have the framework. Microsoft owns the framework. Fucking 343. You don't have to do anything else. Like, Bungie gave you the blueprint.
Yeah.
Give us that. Fuck Battle Royales. I don't care. I want to assassinate people and fucking stick their faces with a plasma grenade while I shove an energy sword up their ass. Just give me that. I don't need any more.
You got to finish with the classic teabag, though.
Yes. Yes. When a game like
Like, it has no impact on gameplay, but you're sad when that goes away. Like, there's just something about the culture here that's missing, and that's it.
Bring back proximity chat. Bring it back.
Ooh.
It was an amazing feature in Halo 2 and Halo 3.
Yeah.
It was awesome. Like, trying to be sneaky and you can hear hear like the team talking to each other, and you come up
Right.
behind them and they're like, "Oh shit, he's got an energy sword!" Yeah, yes, bring it back. You know, so no, I firmly am opposed to the idea that Call of Duty dethroned Halo. I don't think it's possible for Call of Duty to dethrone Halo. Halo dethroned Halo with delivering a shit product year after year and killing their player base, because Halo fans, I'm gonna speak for all of Halo fans here, and if you don't like it, Halo fans, go ahead and tweet at me. I don't give a shit. We want to love Halo.
Yeah.
I grew up with Halo. My first online multiplayer experience was Halo. My first game that I got good at was Halo. It wasn't GoldenEye, it wasn't Super Mario 64, it wasn't Super Mario on the Super Nintendo, it wasn't Mortal Kombat, it was Halo. It was the first time I beat my brother at anything. I fucking sniped him on the frozen mountainous
Was that Sidewinder?
It's not Sidewinder. I think it's called Avalanche on Halo 1.
Okay.
But it's it's a frozen
It's been a while.
tundra, and it's a big ass map, and he was hiding behind a tree, and it was 23 to 24, first to 25, and I sniped him, and he took Halo back. He took it back for Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 2 because he was so mad that I beat him. And after that, my love for Halo just grew. That was the game. I was I'm good at this game. And it was my first game for online multiplayer that wasn't on PC, you know. Xbox Live was revolutionary. We were talking in real time, shooting the shit out of each other, sending each other's messages I fucked your mom last night, LOL. You know, just dumb 14-year-old dumb shit. But it was such a time to be alive. And then
Oh God, yes.
now it's the soul of Halo it's the closest it's ever been with Infinite for online. It's really close. But the lack of listening to your core player base. There's not a Halo fan alive that doesn't want Halo Infinite to succeed. That doesn't want it to just do what the fuck Halo does. Halo,
You definitely feel like 343 just kind of lost the plot, though.
yes.
And it's like they almost found it. It's thumb through another couple pages. It's there. Just come on.
Halo Infinite's multiplayer feels the closest it's been since Bungie. It is the closest it's been. But the lack of content, and then the microtransactions, and the fucking free-to-play module, and the lack... You're gonna go free-to-play and then not have an anti-cheat? What are you doing? Get the fuck out of here.
They stepped way into somebody else's lane, and they were not fucking ready for it.
No, and that's the problem. It's Call of Duty didn't kill Halo. Halo killed Halo.
So,
yeah.
So final analysis for you, if I can attempt to summarize this, and I'll let you tell me how close to the mark I am. So, as opposed to the initial proffered thought here, Call of Duty didn't snatch the crown so much as Amazon fucking 2-day Prime shipped it, left it on the doorstep, and Halo never answered the fucking door, left it out there for anybody to run up and grab, and it's still fucking sitting there apparently.
Yeah, I would say nobody really holds the crown currently, because none of those... Call of Duty's latest game is garbage. Halo had the chance to put the crown back on in December. They had it. It was prime fucking ready for them. Everybody was on Halo's nuts. They're this is it. Halo's back. It's fucking amazing. Everything's working great. And then they're like, crickets for 6 months. And and now Call of Duty's eking back to like being like, I'll take that crown. But it's not so much that Call of Duty's like,
Nobody's got a
usurping.
firm grasp on it yet.
It's just that nobody's doing what their fan base wants. Battlefield. Dog. Like, the worst Battlefield ever. Ever.
Yeah,
Call
that was
of
a
Duty.
touch
The
of a
worst
mess.
Call of Duty ever. Halo had it. It had it. It was at the door. It was just like, yes, just fix these couple of things, give us some new content, and fucking, we're here. Nope. Microtransactions, big team battle doesn't work. By the way, Forge is delayed for a year. Co-op campaign, eat dicks. We might never finish that. What are you doing? You're so close. You're so close. Just pick it up. Just pick it up. It hurts. It hurts because I love Halo so much, and I loved Halo Infinite. I was like, yes, they got it. They finally hit it. 343 finally figured out the sauce. Fuck it. I don't care that it's, free to play. I don't care that they have a microtransaction store. The gameplay is good. And then it was the same for 6. It's still the same right now. It's still the exact same. They shit the bed. They fucked themselves. They're giving it to Call of Duty. It's not Call of Duty taking it. It's like, they're just like, yeah, we don't want this. Here you go.
Right. Well, I think that's probably a good place to put a pin in this. What do you think?
Yeah. I've ranted enough, I think. Thank you for listening, people that are listening. But I don't, and the worst part is I don't really have a solution. I think really, if I were 343, if I was in charge of 343, I wouldn't be focused on a battle royale mode or necessarily even fixing the little shit that like players have a gripe with. My main focus would be on making Forge, because in Forge the players can make the shit themselves, and we can fix the other shit down the line. But with Forge, the community can make what they want. They don't
That's
have
boundless content up for grabs.
exactly.
Yeah. So here's the question then, real quick, just an either or. Which is the more critical thing to fix up front first? Get Forge in there or get co-op?
Forge.
Okay.
Yeah, Forge. Co-op's great and everything, but it's been 6 months. Almost everybody's already played the campaign.
Yeah, but it doesn't mean you don't want to play it with your damn friends.
Sure, and I agree with that, but Forge will breathe so much more life into the game long term than co-op would. Like, co-op, even if you play with your friends, you're going to play through it 1 or 2 times with your friends. Co-op is an infinite amount of, not co-op, Forge is an infinite amount of content that, is literally up to your imagination. And if the rumors are right that they're adding like AI, like, stamps into it, then that's even better. That's even more. Like, the amount of Forge shit that was in Reach is insane. Like, millions upon millions of files. You add AI into that's, at least a billion. At least. Like, the amount of shit you can do with an AI, like, telling it, if this, then that,
Right.
sequence. I don't understand why Forge was not a high priority. It should have been. Forge should have been it should have launched with Forge. If I was 343 and I only had 5 maps, I would have made damn sure that I'm launching with Forge, because the community is going to keep the game alive. Community kept the game alive with Halo 3. It kept the game alive with Halo Reach. I mean, look at the Halo Master Chief Collection. It still has a very active player base, and it's because shit like Forge exists where you can play customs. Because at the end of the day, yeah, getting the highest rank is dope and all, but fucking around with my friends with gravity hammers and warthogs is way more fun than anything else.
Amen. So, all right. Well, I want to say thank you to Dylan for dropping back by. It's been way too much fun getting to fucking hang out and chew the fat with you because it's been a goddamn hot minute. Love your face. Miss getting to see your face. Thank you to everybody that tuned in and checked us out this week. And we'll be back with another episode of World 1-1 Podcast in your very near future. In the meantime, you can find us on all your various socials. The big one, come dig us up over on Twitter at World1_1 Podcast. Links to all the other assorted socials down in the show notes, including the Fancy Pants Discord is a thing now. It exists. It's around. So, feel free, come on in and conversate with us there too. And make sure you hit that Peachy Keen subscribe button because there's not only this, but shit tons of other awesome fucking shows across the network. And last but most certainly not least, Dylan, pimp your fucking shit, man.
Yeah, if you're interested in checking my shit out,
and you should.
I am on Twitter at Scarecrow4747. I also run Dungeons and Dragons campaigns at startplaying.com/Scarecrow. You can find me there. If you are a veteran and you want to get in on gaming shit and join a community, check out Military Veterans of Gaming. That's MVG. They're on Twitch, twitch.com/MVG. And I'm there every Saturday hosting Dungeons and Dragons games from 12 to 4 and from 8 to midnight Eastern Standard Time.
I will get links from you for the show notes before this goes up.
Yeah, I'm not super active on socials, but I try to do dope shit and put it up when I remember to put it up. I'm a very busy person, and I'm also an old man at the same time, so it makes it hard for me to post my shit before I fall asleep. But you're always welcome to hang out, check out, obviously World 1-1, and also while I'm here, I'm also gonna plug at Red Chuck Podcast. They do the Nick Cage podcast that I'm on from time to time, and also a awesome podcast about married life and what the fuck that's about and how crazy that is. So check them out as well. So thanks for listening. It's been fun. Fucking Halo is pissing me off. Signing off.
You know what? Well, I'm geared for the next time. You and I get together because I think Pokemon's on the docket for you and I to talk about next time.
That'll be a good one. Yeah.
Hells yeah. All right. Well, thank you everybody so very much for tuning in, and we'll check y'all later. Peace.
Out.